Marcos Jr.'s recent statement that the work of the ICI is already completed can only be described as the height of insincerity and a clear insult to the intelligence of the Filipino people. Ni wala pang 10% ang trabahong dapat gawin ang tunay na naisakatuparan. The ICI was mandated to investigate tens of thousands of infrastructure projects from 2016 to 2025, to examine how the national budget process itself was used to enable what may be the largest plunder of public funds in our history, and to recommend structural safeguards so this can never happen again. Ito ang malinaw na utos na executive order ng Pangulo. Nagawa ba ito? Magagawa pa ba ito? The ICI has already been discredited by the resignation of its core members, by its own admission before Congress that it lacks both resources and powers to do its job, and by its failure to investigate the most crucial personalities involved in this budget heist. Who then will sign the ICI report? Can Commissioner Babe Singson and Commissioner Rosana Pajardo lend their integrity to whatever report the ICI may eventually submit? I will say this plainly. Any report produced under these conditions will be worthless, pure garbage. What is deeply troubling is the pattern that is emerging. It appears that the President does not want to know the truth. It appears that his administration would rather hide the truth, deflect the issue to the office of the Ombudsman, and allow the narrative to be managed and manipulated until public outrage fades. This also exposes the lack of sincerity behind the President's public directive to Congress to prioritize the proposed Independent People's Commission in the Senate and the ICAIC in the House. Words are meaningless when actions point in the opposite direction. The inevitable conclusion is this: the administration is trying to contain the flood control scandal, to protect relatives and allies, to deny the people their fundamental right to know the truth. I am deeply afraid for this country because of the President's words and actions. How long can this administration cover up an anomaly of this magnitude? To do so would require staying in power beyond accountability, ensuring protection after 2028, or guaranteeing the next president is a political puppet. History teaches us where this kind of thinking leads us. We have seen this before. The Filipino people will always seek the truth. Mr. President, the only honorable way for you to leave Malacanang in 2028 is to allow a truly independent commission created by Congress with real powers, real resources, and members of unquestionable integrity to uncover the truth, identify the culprits, and protect the people's budget. Kahit matagal ang investigasyon, okay lang yan. Hindi yun mahalaga. Ang mahalaga ay integridad, katotohanan at pananagutan para maitama ang pagkakamali at masigurong hindi na ito mauulit. At this point, the only meaningful legacy you can still leave this country is the fulfillment of your promised political reforms to ensure they pass Congress and are genuinely implemented before your term ends. The anti-political dynasty bill, the political party systems, and the ICAIC law. If you fail to do this, the economy will suffer, political instability will worsen, and once again, it will be the ordinary Filipino who pays the price. I call on our people to remain vigilant and to continue demanding truth and justice. Mr. President, I say this without malice, without politics. I sincerely pray for your enlightenment. Thank you.
Sir, other impeachment pwede.
Pwede. Sabi ko naman. Okay, sige.
Okay. Sir, yesterday you issued a statement that you doubt the motives of Attorney Andre De Jesus because you parang insinuated that he has connections with the President or links to the President through the First Lady.
Hindi ko sinabi na may link. Ang sinabi ko, during last year, November 2024, he is the same Attorney De Jesus who filed a disbarment case against Attorney Glenn Chong. Kasi sinabi ni Attorney Glenn Chong, sasampalin niya si First Lady, di ba? O, yun na. Nag-file siya out of nowhere. So, hindi ko sinabing abogado siya. Ang sinabi ko, siya ang nag-file. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung motibo niya sa pagpapile. Ang sinabi niya, dahil hindi daw yan yung gawi ng isang member of the bar. So, out of nowhere, nabasa niya lang. Hindi raw siya kilala. Nabasa ko, hindi raw siya kilala. So, out of nowhere, nabasa niya lang, nag-file na siya ng disbarment. Ngayon, out of nowhere, reading some articles in the newspapers, in the social media, at yun ang kanyang ebidensya, nag-file siya ng impeachment against the husband of the First Lady. So, hindi ko makita yung logic dito dahil yung sinampa niya na impeachment complaint ay basura. 15 pages na walang mga ebidensya kundi mga news article. At sa tingin ko ay hindi ito wala ito sa forma at walang substance yung kanyang i-file na impeachment complaint. Kung ako ang boboto sa Committee on Justice, hindi ako magdadalawang isip na i-dismiss ito.
Sir, doon sa pagkakaroon ng personal knowledge ng complainant, doon sa inirereklamo niya, meron bang ganong element dito?
Wala akong makita. Kasi nga, he came from nowhere. Nagulat na lang tayo na mahilig siya mag-file kahit na, for example, hindi naman siya niya kliyente ang First Lady, pero nag-file siya ng disbarment case dun sa nambasto sa ating First Lady.
So, pwede mo ilapin niyo yung mic niyo, sorry. Kasi may
Okay.
So, malapit na.
Sir, Attorney De Jesus challenged you to a public debate.
No need for that because I will confront him in the Committee on Justice. Baka malaman niya pa yung mga itatanong ko sa kanya pag nagdebate kami.
Sir, tama bang sabihin na iniisip niyong pakawala siya ng Pangulo or
Well, I don't know his motive, pero sana wag mangyari kasi alam mo, yung paggawa ng isang impeachment complaint, napakatagal niyan. May nag-imbita sa akin para maging endorsers pero tumanggi ako. And sabi nga nila, they are preparing for the impeachment complaint. So yung Makabayan Black, they are also preparing for an impeachment complaint. Hindi madali ito. Nakita nyo naman siguro nung yung impeachment complaint against the Vice President kung gaano kakapal yung mga documents. Di ba? So, sana hindi mapigilan nitong impeachment complaint na ito yung mga susunod pang impeachment complaints. Kasi under the rules, may 10 days si Secretary General Jerapil to refer it to the Committee on Rules. Tapos may 3 days ang Committee on Rules as a speaker, then sa Committee on Rules. Pagkatapos, pag na-refer na ito sa Committee on Justice, ay wala nang ibang pwedeng makapag-file ng impeachment. Sana hindi nito mapigilan. Kung hindi naman mapigilan, magiging harmless itong impeachment complaint na ito. Kahit na hindi maayos yung pagkagawa.
Sa tingin nyo, even kung ito man po ay intentional para mapigilan yung mas malakas na impeachment complaint against the President, hindi man mag-prosper ito, meron pang another chance para ma-impeach din ang Pangulo after 1-year ban.
Oh, pero that's too close to 2028.
Pero pwede pa rin po yun.
Pwede pa rin.
Na,
Basta 1 year before elections di ba? So, kung hindi pa lampas doon,
di ba?
pwede pa.
Sir,
Pero, why would you impeach kung malapit na matapos yung term? Di ba?
Sir, pwedeng pa-elaborate lang. Sabi niyo po, wala sa forma at walang substance yung kanyang i-final na impeachment complaint ni Andre.
Yes. Kasi yung nakita ko, ito yung mga articles niya, no? To be accurate, babasahin ko. Culpable violation of the Constitution and betrayal of public trust. The complaint alleges that the President enabled the kidnapping and surrender of former President Rodrigo Duterte to the International Criminal Court. It would require a lot of documents and to link the President. So, kung wala to, basura to. Graft and corruption allegations involve a systematic plunder of the national budget through unprogrammed appropriations and ghost flood control projects. It specifically cites a claim of 100 billion insertions in the 2025 budget for kickbacks. Ito yung sinabi ni Saldico. Wala naman dito si Saldico. Wala naman mga affidavit si Saldico. So, basura to. Unfitness for office, yung tungkol sa pagiging drug addict, no way naman na mapuprove to dahil hindi naman pwede natin pilitin si Presidente na magpa-drug test. At hindi naman pwede maging ebidensya yung testimony ni nung kanyang kapatid. So, basura ulit ito. Abuse of power. The complaint alleges the creation of an independent commission for infrastructure was weaponized move and political allies and target enemies. I don't think that this is a impeachable offense. And number 5, failure to exercise veto power. Pwede ito. Pero you have to attach a lot of documents. In fact, piniprepare ko sa study ko yung tungkol dito sa mga diversions and amendments and insertions. Piniprepare ko sa study ko yung tungkol dun sa yung effect nung yung general provision number 91, yung nailipat yung PDIC funds saka yung PhilHealth funds yung study baka kulang yung 50 pages. So ito yung buong complaint, 15 pages. I don't think that the complainant can prove the guilt of the President with just these news articles as evidences.
Si Kong Adyong, sinabi po niya yung impeachment complaint against BBM is dead on arrival na po sa Kamara. Sinabi po niya, it is weak, unsupported by credible evidence, and unlikely to move forward in the House. Do you share the same?
I agree.
Kindly expound, sir.
I agree to the statement of Congressman Adyong.
Dead on arrival na.
Dead on arrival.
Sir, so do you think this is deliberate? Parang nagpasa ng mahinang impeachment po?
Well, hindi ko alam yung plano Kasi nga, kung makapag-file this week, yung ibang complainants, tapos medyo malakas, baliwala na rin yung effort niya. Pero siguro ang damage lang magmamadali yung mga complainants para hindi sila hindi maging hindi kagad ma-initiate yung complaints. So yun ang damage, magmamadali. Napakamahirap gumawa ng isang impeachment complaint na maayos.
Sir, sorry. How about the allegations na diversion? Drama lang itong i-final na impeachment complaint. Lalo na po maraming kongs katulad niyo po nagsasabi na basura itong reklamong impeachment laban kay PBBM.
Well, ang medyo talagang nahihiwagaan ako. Especially with the endorser. Tahimik lang kasi si Kong Jep. Nagulat na lang ako siya yung nag-endorse. And he's identified with the Garcias who are known stalwarts of the national of the NUP. At yung NUP mismo, sinabi nila na hindi sila papayag sa mga impeachment laban sa Pangulo.
Sir, sorry. Ay. Si Kong Pulong Duterte, he also said in a statement yesterday na lutong Macau. Do you also believe that lutong Macau itong impeachment complaint na to?
Well, nakakaduda. Kasi sabi ko harmless to pag may nag-file this week. Harmless tong impeachment complaint na ito. Unless na siguro kung mai-refer kagad to, may sama. Hindi na hintayin yung ibang ifa-file within the week. Makikita naman natin kung ano yung motive pag nakapag-file na yung ibang mga complainants.
Kong Erice, good morning.
Yes.
Mil Kirigonan of DCRH. Can we take it to mean, based on your statement now, that this is an advantage kay Pangulong Marcos, yung maagang pagsasampa ng impeachment against the President? Kasi ang sabi po ni Congressman Keith, Congressman Keith Flores kahapon, na kung matatanggap ng Committee on Justice yung impeachment na isinampa ni Attorney De Jesus, this will bar any other impeachment complaints within the year.
Yes, that's true. So, talaga, any other complainants should hurry, should file it. Dapat nga today, pero wala naman yata.
So, this is an advantage to the President, sir. Ano po ang balita? You're a part of the minority group. Ano pa ang balak po ng Makabayan Bloc? Kasi sila po ang nagsabing susunod silang mag-file ng impeachment.
Yes, sabi nila, they will file. Sabi ni Congressman Tino sa akin na magpa-file sila. Hindi ko lang alam kung kailan talaga.
Last question, Congressman Erice. This is a prerogative of the President, pero sakali pong matuloy ang hearing ng Committee on Justice, is it better kung humarap ang Pangulo, magpaliwanag sa mga alegasyon laban sa kanya sa pagdinig ng komite on his impeachment complaint?
Hindi naman parang hindi naman maganda kung siya mismo, kahit na representative niya, basta sagutin lang yung mga tinatanong. Ako, sa akin simple lang Para sa akin yung ibang mga issue, baliwala naman Ang issue lang sa akin yung tungkol sa national budget ng 2023, 2024, 2025 at pinayagan niya na ito ay baguhin ng Kongreso. Tanggalin yung mga pinakamahalagang mga programa niya at palitan ng mga kalokohang proyekto na naging sani nitong malawakang korupsyon na pinagdurusahan hindi ng buong bayan sa ngayon. Di ba? Ang buong bayan ang epekto na to. So dapat ipaliwanag niya talaga bakit he allowed it for 3 years. Bakit yung kabinete niya pinayagan ito? Yan yung malaking tanong Kasi kung pinayagan niya to nang walang dahilan, either kasabot siya o napabayaan niya talaga. Which is both, which can be considered both as an impeachable offense.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, with regards doon po sa re-refile na impeachment against VP Sara, are you going to endorse it? Sabi
No, I
nga rin-
already declined to endorse it. Sabi ko, the same way that I declined endorsing the impeachment complaint against the President, ganun din sa Vice President. Para pagdating ko sa Committee on Justice, I will have an open mind. Hindi ako Marcos, hindi ako Duterte. Liberal ako.
Sir, with regards naman po dito sa flood control projects to sa scam, what other legal rigor are you pursuing, sir, to implement reports in the judicial system to punish those culprits? Obviously, parang prinoprotect po yung mga sacred cow, yung mga mastermind na stop na agad yung investigation.
Alam mo, para sa akin, mas mahalaga yung reforms dito sa pagpoprotekta sa national budget. Kasi hindi naman mangyayari lahat itong, hindi naman makakanakaw yung nasa DPWH at kung sino man yung mga nagnanakaw kung hindi na bigyan ng pagkakataon ng ating national budget. So I would rather concentrate on the main problem, which is budget reforms.
Sir, follow up lang sir. Kasi parang kaya niyo pa sinasabi na kailangan mag-file within this week yung mga gustong umabol. Do you think ipa-process kagad ng House once session resumes?
Ayan. Hindi. Ngayon lang, pwede na i-process yun ng, may refer sa speaker, di ba, ng SecGen. So, let's just wait and see. Kasi actually, hindi ko alam kung ano yung lalabas yung tunay na motive, depende sa action ng House dito sa impeachment complaint na ito.
What do you mean sir na tunay na motive? Kapag minadali nila, ibig sabihin?
Kung minadali at na-prevent yung ibang impeachment complaint, di ibig sabihin, yun ang motive.
Sir, may naririnig ba kayong isasalang na sa order of business sa plenary sa Monday itong impeachment?
Wala akong naririnig. Pero yun ang sabi ni Congressman Isay.
Ano, sir?
Na ma-refer, ma-refer sa speaker, ma-refer sa Committee on Rules, tapos may ilagay sa
Order of business.
order of business sa Monday, then ma-refer sa Committee on Justice. So, yun ang
So, ano ibig sabihin nun kapag nangyari na yun?
di wala nang pwedeng ma-entertain na iba pang impeachment complaint. Hindi ko lang alam kung na-receive na rin dito, kung hindi pa na-refer sa speaker, hindi pa na-refer sa Committee on Rules,